vi när vi tvättar våra kläder, tvättar våra kläder, tvättar våra kläder. Så gör vi när vi tvättar våra kläder tidigt en måndagsmorgon. Så går vi runt kring en enebära buske, enebära buske, enebära buske. Så går vi runt kring en enebära buske tidigt en tisdagsmorgon. Och då ska vi skölja våra kläder, och det gjorde man kanske på någon brygga vid någon liten sjö, och då böjer vi oss fram och så sköljer vi. Så gör vi när vi sköljer våra kläder, skölja våra kläder, skölja våra kläder. Så gör vi när vi sköljer våra kläder tidigt en tisdagsmorgon. Så går vi runt kring en enebära buske, enebära buske, enebära buske. Så går vi runt kring en enebära buske tidigt en onsdagsmorgon. Och då ska vi klappa våra kläder, för det gjorde man för att få dem riktigt rena. Och då tar vi klappträet i höger hand, vänster hand om du är vänsterhänt. Så gör vi när vi klappar våra kläder, klappar våra kläder, klappar våra kläder. Så gör vi när vi klappar våra kläder tidigt en onsdagsmorgon. Så går vi runt kring en enebära buske, enebära buske, enebära buske. Så går vi runt kring en enebära buske tidigt en torsdagsmorgon. Och då ska vi hänga kläderna på tork. Tvättkorgen står nere på golvet och sen upp med kläderna i luften. Så gör vi när vi hänger våra kläder, hänger våra kläder, hänger våra kläder. Så gör vi när vi hänger våra kläder tidigt en torsdagsmorgon. Så går vi runt kring en enebära buske, enebära buske, enebära buske. Så går vi runt kring en enebära buske tidigt en fredagsmorgon. Och då är det dags att mangla kläderna, för nu är de torra, och då tar vi väl den där mangeln som man vevar, vet ni. Så gör vi när vi manglar våra kläder, manglar våra kläder, manglar våra kläder. Så gör vi när vi manglar våra kläder tidigt en fredagsmorgon. Så går vi runt kring en enebära buske, enebära buske, enebära buske. Så går vi runt kring en enebära buske tidigt en lördagsmorgon. Och så är tvätten torr och fin, och då är det dags för att skura golvet, för nu är det lördag. Ja, så gör vi när vi skurar våra golv, skurar våra golv, skurar våra golv. Så gör vi när vi skurar våra golv tidigt en lördagsmorgon. Så går vi runt kring en enebära buske, enebära buske, enebära buske. Så går vi runt kring en enebära buske tidigt en söndagsmorgon. Och på söndagen då ska vi gå i kyrkan och lyssna på prästen, och då tycker jag vi tar varann arm i arm så här, 2 och 2. Är ni med då? Så gör vi när till kyrkan vi går, kyrkan vi går, kyrkan vi går. Så gör vi när till kyrkan vi går tidigt en söndagsmorgon. Och så låtsas vi då att vi har varit och lyssnat på prästen, och då ska vi gå hem. Ja, då vänder vi helt enkelt bara och går motsols den här gången. Så gör vi när från kyrkan vi går, kyrkan vi går, kyrkan vi går. Så gör vi när från kyrkan vi går tidigt en söndagsmorgon. Och nästa dans, det är 7 vackra flickor i en ring. Och nu ska vi ha 2 ringar, en ring med pojkar och en med flickor. Flickorna börjar i innerring. Grodorna är lustiga att se. Små grodorna är lustiga att se. Ej öron, ej svansar hava det. Ej öron, ej svansar hava det. Koakaka, 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 koakaka. Och andra versen, då brukar vi sjunga om små grisarna, och då vet ni, då ska vi lufsa omkring istället för att hoppa groda. Små grisarna är lustiga att se. Små grisarna är lustiga att se. Båd öron och svansar hava det. Båd öron och svansar hava det. Och nöff, 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 och nöff, 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 och nöff, 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 nöff. Och nöff, 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 och nöff, 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 och nöff, 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 nöff. Ja, vad bra. Det var alldeles utmärkta grodor och grisar. Hur var det grisarna let nu, hörni?
Hello. Hello. Glad midsommar. Happy midsummer, everybody. And welcome. We're being a little bit more Swedish than usual here. And immediately I see that my chat is broken, so it's a good start. Not a VTuber stream if there's no scuff. Ah, there we go. Oh, hang on. I got some music for you. Hang on, there's more scuff. Welcome, Abito. Hello, everybody. Let me just get things sorted because apparently it's being stanky. There we go. Okay. Hello, hello. Welcome. Today is a big, important holiday. Big, joyous day. Full of celebration and good food and reckless drinking. But except for the drinking part, it's pretty pog. Let me just do that. So, yeah, welcome everybody. Let me hear it from you. Glad midsommar. Can you say that? Glad, that's happy or cheerful. Midsummer. Glad midsummer. Hello everyone. Now, I had a better flower crown, but it was jank, so we had this one. It's slightly translucent, but I was thinking about switching around. Today we are going to learn about Sweden, Swedish culture and tradition, and especially focusing on summertime and our traditional celebration of midsummer. And let me just preface this. When it comes to Swedish people, we love the summer more than you could possibly imagine because it is 3 months of sun, 3 months of warmth, and 3 months of just not being miserable in the dark. I'm going to show you exactly why this is like a thing. Let's see here. Because I'm going to show you very soon, because we live so high up north that you will not believe it when you see it. Like actually, you will not believe how far up north it is when you see it. So winters are very cold and very dark. I don't drink, no. And I've been showing you some traditional songs and stuff that we sing during specifically midsummer. We do ring dancing and stuff. So if you heard of some of that already, I'm going to show them to you later. And kind of translation and stuff. Got big flowers and small flowers in my flower crown. Oh, that's awesome. I actually didn't make my own. I mean, I have this one, but you know, I usually make my own. But I'm so allergic and I'm also alone today. So, yeah. Thank you for the hydrate alpha. Cheers. Glad midsummer, everybody. Everyone. Happy midsummer. Got your BA History and Archaeology degree. Passing with second class honors? Hey, yo, Laura Bones, good job. Congratulations. Glad midsummer, Pinkman. Hello, everyone. So, if you hear a lot of children singing in the music, it's because children singing is a really big part of Swedish celebration. Letting the children be the choir is like super important. Letting them enjoy what it's like to perform music, and it's summer is it's the children's time. It's when they are the most lively, they're the most free. Yeah, we appreciate our children around here, and summer definitely their time to shine. Let's see here. What other cool? Oh, this one is pretty. What other Swedish stuff we can do that I'm allowed to show? Yeah, let the children cook, exactly. Me and Alpha went to celebration, never played Små grodorna. Ah, that's the most important one. Don't worry, we're gonna get into it. Yes, that's the point of today. So, if you have any questions or anything you're wondering, anything you would like to know about Swedish culture, about summer solstice celebration, or anything like that, feel free to ask. I will make sure to fact check myself too. But I'm going to take you through it today. And I hope that you will be open to my culture and my heritage because it's something that's very near and dear to me. Something I work hard to preserve and pass on to the younger generation as a preschool teacher. And yes, okay, so as Red Lion here touched upon, you know what Midsummer was from that horror movie that came out a few years ago? Yes. First one to make a Midsummer horror joke, I will smite with the hammer of Thor. I will rain down thunder upon you with Mjolnir, okay? Why are flowers? Why are they such a big part of Midsummer? Because bloom here is really rare, okay? It's like we only get a few months of flowers and bloom, okay? When everything's in bloom, it's the most beautiful. And then all the fruit trees, they stop blooming and everything's just gone. We only get a few months of bloom. And the flowers are just like the most alive during June. Happy Midsummer, you look blooming, thank you. Thank you. Ooh, just two of your cosplay? Why did you become sad? The God of Thunder, yes. I'll borrow it from Thor, or Thor as you guys know him. Now, there's a lot of food to be had during Midsummer. It is traditional food, which is usually very fatty and lots of protein. And I don't have that with me, so I only did I brought the appetizers, so to speak. So I was thinking you could just have that on stream because I wanted somebody's. I don't want to eat fresh potatoes and pickled herring on my own, okay? So you're doing it with me. Updated. Oh, and the choir died. Okay, so let's just get some midsummer music in the background, shall we? Let's see here. So I want the traditional ones. Now, not all of the traditional ones are like recorded because they're just like we sing them all the time anyway, at least during summer. So they're kind of hard to come by. All the songs, and don't worry about it. I'll show them to you. But for now, I'll give you a taste what it will sound like. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just gonna play the list before. There was this dude who was like leading the dance, and you can have your opinion on him, but he's doing it well. So we'll just hear this guy talk every now and then. He's just explaining what the dance will be. So let me show you real quick what I'm talking about when it comes to pickled herring. Well, that's like whenever you get together, this is what you start with. So I figured it's good to start like that too. You know, the midsummer isn't celebrated like it used to. Now it's an excuse for food and other drinks. Yeah, it's different. Things have changed. Happy midsummer, Owen. Midsummer yogurt and every yum. And hey, maybe we should do our yampasu while we're here, shall we? Yeah, okay, let's do it. Yampasu, everyone. Say hello to this extra stream because I didn't have anywhere to go today, so I'm streaming today. And first, Alpha Boy, yes, I will be at Narcon. I will have a table actually, so I will be easy to find. 3, 2, 1, Yampasu! I'll talk about conventions later, Yampasu! Välkomna! Vi från Skaraborg. Vi är musikanter, vi från Skaraborg. Yampasu to Inka, to Owen, Kid Dog, Meow, Bleak, Rain, Annie, Patriot, Norwich, Owen, Lalle, Fia, Lena. Welcome, Yampasu. Lucilotta Bones. To Johanna, Yampasu. Let's see here. So, the herring, it might sound gross to you. That's probably because you don't know what it looks like. I'll give you like a nice little view at what it can look like here. Let me see here. Yeah, this dude talking in the background is so accurate though, because there's always somebody leading the dance, right, and explaining the songs and everything. So it's pretty accurate. I love this song. So this is the herring, and usually we have it with fresh potatoes. Fresh potatoes. The potatoes are fresh during summer, okay? It's like the best part. The potatoes are fresh and they taste completely different from all the other potatoes. And also, you're a patriot. ASMR redeem. So yeah, this is what I'll be eating. With by the way, I am usually the person leading the dance, okay? Fresh potatoes. Yeah, during the dances at preschool and stuff, I lead the songs, I lead the dances. That's just how I do. Hey there, in Terry Arct. Welcome. So this is just like, you know, this is the fresh potatoes, and we have some dill on top of it. Some good stuff. Yes. So now I opted for my potato to be oh, I didn't need a knife. I was just gonna say my potato is actually not peeled, so so is it herring? Herregud. Asian Baku, välkommen. That was cute, thank you. Herring, as in sill. Wait. You know what herring is? It's like our most common fish here. It's this is the one that we pickle, by the way, to destroy anyone's sense of what food could possibly be. It's this. Sill is what we call it. Sill is the edible version. The inedible version is from the Baltic Sea, and it's called strömming, and you can't eat it. It's actually too toxic. Okay, let me go get a knife. Yeah, you eat those in Romania. Exactly. I think you guys eat the bad ones, though. I'll be honest. Hey, Kami fangirl, welcome. I'm Yami. Nice to meet you. Let's see here. Hi, Falulu. If I missed anyone saying hello, please just poke me again. Don't worry about it. Well, remember I was a kid? I was with my friend's family. Went to MIDSUMMER celebration. Got to dance and sing the songs. Yeah. 1,000 girls having the Swedish national clothing, and they were adorable. Yes. I wish I could afford that. I've been wanting a folksuit, folkdräkt, our traditional celebratory clothing. They're very beautiful. Very, very pretty, very expensive. Did you book the correct Malcolm bus to leave this year? No, I haven't booked it yet. But if I have to stay another couple of days because I'm an idiot, then so be it. Okay. Subscribe to my YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like my YouTube. YouTube is a struggle and I don't know how it works. Yes, or knifey. So I actually only have 2 herrings because I wasn't sure if I was going away or not. So I got myself mustard herring and the regular dill pickled herring. Let's see if I can show that actually. See. So do you like the let's see here. Do you like the singing with the accordion? The accordion? Accordion. It's our traditional instrument, that and the hurdy-gurdy. So this is mustard, the mustard kind. There's some dill in there and some stuff in there. It's the best one. It's really good. I like this one a lot. Let's see here. And then the second one is dill. These are like the 2 big ones. But people get really frisky. Like they go too far sometimes with their herring and their pickle recipes. And basically, anything can be pickled herring if you're brave enough. Look yummy, yeah, it's tasty stuff. So with fresh potatoes, you boil them without having them peeled because it preserves a lot more of the flavor. But when you do that, you have to make sure to peel them because they're very dirty, like they're not washed. So they're very earthy. You have to actually take care to what's the word? Peel them properly after the fact. Anything, yeah. There's, you know how Swedish are with pizza? We'll put kiwi on a pizza or whatever just to like spite people. Well, apparently, the same kind of destructive behavior can apply to the pickled herring too. You don't like the herring? That's okay. It's poor man's food. The reason we eat it traditionally is just because it's a single thing that kept us alive until potatoes came. And then potatoes and herring kept us alive. If needed, we do drive between Nacon and Borås. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it, Alpha. I'm gonna see how I fix that. Been subscribed to my YouTube channel for a while. It's never found my Twitch. Really? Well, we're happy to have you here. When slang candy. Tastes like herring. So, this herring is, it's poor man's food. It used to be the cheapest sort of protein and fat possible. Back in the days, we were really, really poor. Like money was just not, like wealth was not a thing unless you were like a priest or a royal. What do you call them? If you weren't part of the bourgeoisie, if you weren't the night class, basically, you had no wealth. So times are really hard, especially during winter. No joke. We had to prepare for winter because winter is almost 9 months. And there will be no harvest until like October, right? So from October and forward, well, there will some harvest like apples. Well, apples is kind of, no, that's like September. But just like fresh produce was not a thing until post-summer. Only some things grew during summer. Like I'm pretty sure you can do carrots from spring forward. But what I'm trying to say is maybe you could get your hands on bread early, but what you had to live on was pickled or fermented herring, beets, carrots, and ooh, that's good. And herring. If you lived by the coast, which a lot of people did because you could fish, you did all your fishing. And when the waters eventually froze over, you couldn't do your fishing anymore, right? Way too dangerous. Maybe you did some fishing by a lake or so. But lakes would also freeze over. So it was just a pain. But there was always herring in the ocean. And yeah. Eat your herring. Whatever way you could. So happy Midsummer Highlands, sensitive person. I'm a Swede who can't eat our traditional dishes. Yeah, you would have died back then. And could you imagine? You live in a big, like large family house. You have your either you're like a farmer, and you have like generational houses, and you had your workers living with you too, or you were more poor. Hey Kai, welcome. You were far more poor, and you lived in what I can only call a shack, probably with your animals inside, and you get like maybe 6 hours, I think 5 hours of daylight during December, and all you have to eat is your hopefully not frozen over potatoes that you store in an earth cellar. And before that, not even potatoes, but beets and carrots. hopefully bread that you can make from your flour that you have stored since summer. Just bread made from water, maybe yeast, and wheat, and your fermented herring. Actually, we didn't use yeast. We have crisp bread. Is a very crispy, hard bread. It's like a cracker almost that we eat traditionally. I'm numbing on traditional food that we eat during this time. So what's on screen right now? So life was really tough. Scandinavia was probably one of the absolute worst places to live. I'm not joking. Yeah, I'm only eating 2 herrings because I wasn't sure if I was going away or not, so I didn't get like a bunch of different. I'm eating the potatoes too, and like nothing is as summery and as tasty as fresh potatoes. We just call them fresh potatoes. I don't know if there's a better word for them, but newly harvested potatoes, unwashed, with dill, yum, 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 and herring. It is so flippin' tasty. I'll see if I can show you. So usually we start with that, and then we go into the fancy food after, because midsummer is a feast. It's a big party. You get all your friends and family together. Let's see here. We see Jay. We're doing Swedish stuff today. I'm gonna show you all of it. I just wanted to eat my stuff. So life was super tough and hard and summer. Excuse me. Even though it was a lot of work, we were happy. I mean, it's still the case. Life is just really painful during the winter. I'll be honest. Life is not that good here during the winter. But later, during summer, we all just enjoy ourselves. We have long vacations and celebrate a lot. Let me show you some traditional Swedish stuff. Oh, this one is fancy. See this? There's a lot of stuff here. This is a good example of a midsummer feast. We're gonna go into what all of this is, but there's a meatball. That's a national dish. There's the herring. Strawberries. Oh my god, I didn't buy strawberries. Actually, no, what? You know what? They're like $8. Yeah, they're like $8 for like 20. So I'm not getting them. Yeah, there's no pog in winter. Kartoffelsalad. Yeah. Potato salad. We have potato salad. Salmon. What is it called when you bury it with salt? The Swedish translation is graved salmon. We do that with fish. Take a lot of salt. You wrap it up in something. And you bury it. And that preserves it. And it gives it a very specific taste too. And it doesn't spoil because it's so salty. Strawberries are so sour. Yeah, they are. So expensive with strawberries. Yeah. Everything's expensive because it's not the war in Europe. It's a war in Europe too. But it's actually corporate greed that they blame on the war. So as soon as something happens in Europe, they just blame it on the war. Like, oh no, food prices are going up. Well, there's a war in Ukraine, so our strawberries here in Sweden are now more expensive. Okay, sure. But yeah, we're not here to talk about the war. We're here to enjoy summer and enjoy that we're all still alive and times are peaceful now. Torsdagen, yes. There is. First it was the virus, now the war. Yeah. They're both scapegoats for corporate greed to raise the prices for everything. And it is the case all over the world, so. I'm not saying bring out the guillotine. But maybe bring out the hammer of Thor. Yes, curing it, thank you. Cured salmon. Num num num. I don't know where to put this. Cured salmon, indeed. Yes. It's good stuff. God, I haven't had this since Christmas. I mean, a lot of Swedish traditional food is it's the same. We just have more seasonal stuff. Let's see here. Cured salmon. Yeah, I'll show it to you. So this is what cured salmon looks like. This is a delicacy here. Delicacy? Delicacy? It's delicious. It's really good stuff. So we're going to talk about how we celebrate and the songs and everything. Just want to finish my stuff because that's how we start out celebration traditionally. We start with potatoes and fish for like our what do you call it, pre-meal, our appetizers. And then we talk and we get together. That's when you welcome people. Probably drink something tasty, usually something that's flavored, something with the season. Eat like freshly picked tomatoes. Tomatoes will probably be edible now. I think now we get fresh tomatoes. A delicious, yeah. The salmon is it's really salty. Like you can only have so much of it, but it's always something I'm looking forward to. And the protein has gotten disgustingly expensive here, so if you eat traditional Swedish food in Sweden, you better enjoy it because it's not cheap anymore. Like a big reason for it is either because it's eaten during slaughter. So if you have a pig, for example, you will slaughter your pig during the winter because you're running out of food. And eat it during Christmas time. Oh, I love this song. It's very beautiful. And then you eat your protein, for example. But sometimes we'll have pork during summer nowadays. But it's traditional because you had to slaughter the pig during winter, and then you had to make sure you have another one. And that doesn't die during winter, mind you. Because if your pig dies during winter, good luck next winter. You gotta go find yourself a new pig. You have any idea how expensive they were? Also, I completely forgot to tell you about milk. I don't remember when cows got here. But milk, butter, cream. Big important reason why people could survive. Now, milk isn't actually that good for you. There's no species on Earth that needs the milk of another species. But it had enough calories to get you through winter, together with maybe some disgusting fermented herring. Music gives me Europa Park vibes. What's Europa Park? I mean, it's very Scandinavian. Det blå. När barnen är små. I'm gonna see if I can sing the song for you later. The walk was monitored today. 12-hour festival, 30 degrees. Please stay safe. Wear sunscreen, wear a hat. Bring way more water than you think you'll drink. Some rehydration tablets, maybe. Can I ask you, Owen, if you had a project about Sweden in class, about our culture, what did you learn? So I have 2 notes on culture, especially in Scandinavia, and you know, like the idea of preserving the culture and passing it on. There was this moronic movement a couple of years ago where I don't know where it came from. I know where it came from, but people said that we have no culture, or that our culture is stupid. And this is Swedish people, and it was very big And a lot of people try to like erase the flag and every like sign of a culture. It's just like getting it out of the public somehow. And I'm glad that's not really a thing anymore. I don't know where that came from. I think that was just like people buying into some narrative from somewhere. I don't know what it is, but every like native culture is worth preserving. You're not doing anyone any favors by erasing your heritage and your culture. That's what your country and your fellow people, your friends and everyone has built their identities around, and that have built their communities around, because it is what unites us. And it being so different makes it very interesting. So don't erase it, embrace it, and then take the parts you like, keep them, move them on, and if something's toxic, maybe remember it, but maybe don't use it. For example, I think a very toxic thing is, and this is what a lot of people know from that stupid MIDSUMMER movie that completely ruined people's view on my culture. It's not a stupid movie, it's not, but it's like the one thing people know. Yo, hey Kilo. Kilo-wee, how are we? Looking good, thank you, Waffle. Thank you. God, what's that? What was it saying? Yeah, itte stup, which means itte is the people, like your forefather. So a forefather drop, basically, or a cliff that you would have the elders jump up off or throw them off, depending, but it is always consensual, when they feel like they've gotten so old that they're a burden to your village and can no longer provide and will only be a problem for everyone to survive through the winters. That's a real thing. And maybe we shouldn't, maybe human sacrifice is just not something we should keep in our culture. You know what I mean? Just call me Kiris. To look into holidays and stuff. I chose kräftskiva. Nice. You ordered some McNuggets to join me. Thank you. Been interested in a trip to Sweden at some point. Is there a midsummer a good time? Oh, listen. Midsummer is the time to visit Sweden. I'm not joking. So many celebrations and people are really happy. It's actually warm and the sun is out, and depending on how far north you are, the sun may not even go down. Have you ever experienced the midnight sun? It's wild. You go out at midnight and you're like, huh, it's still day out. How did this happen? I wish I could sleep. If not, I would say during December. December is really dark, but we love celebrating Christmas here. Maybe the second week of December is good if you don't want to spend Christmas here. That's when we celebrate the Saint Lucia. Lucia is a saint who she is the light bringer. She brings light in the dark, and we have a lot of songs about that. And she wears a flower crown, or she wears a crown from what's that? Evergreens, I believe, with lights in it. Usually actual, real burning candles. And there's a lot of singing and lots of food, lots of everything. It's really nice. Been to Iceland once. 11 p.m. we saw the most beautiful red sky ever experienced. Nice. Nice. Sounds wonderful. So, kräftskiva oven. What did you learn about kräftskiva? Because it's that one. I don't like it too much, but it's a very specific one. The crayfish parties. We love our traditions here. Of course we do. Because it's reasons to get your community and your friends and your family together. And enjoy life. Before we go back to working. Literally the entire time the sun is out. During winter. And this starts in like October, I think. Yeah, this starts in October. So it's not even winter. We're talking fall. When September is done. The sun will no longer rise when you get up in the morning. It will rise around 9, which is when you're already at work, right? And it doesn't rise all the way, mind you. It's not like fully up on the sky. It's like halfway up, and it stays there. And then it goes down around 3, 4, or 5. So you get to work or school. The sun is not up. It's dark. It's night out. You sit inside and you do your whatever. And then you go home and it's dark. And it's like this for 9 months. So we will take every opportunity to celebrate and have some fun. Okay. Saw a documentary on St. Lucia. Very warm and cozy. Yeah, super warm and cozy. Okay, I'm done eating. I'll be right with you. I'm just gonna put this away. Ta mig till havet och gör mig till kung. Okay. I'm here. I'm here. Stupid salmon, go away. All right. Got plenty of water. Where do we even start? I was thinking I should sing you some of our most beloved songs. Now, a lot of the songs that we associate with summer, we just call them summer songs, to be honest. They're songs to celebrate it, usually in church or in large gatherings during, any of our summer and spring celebrations and holidays. And they are sung in schools. So there's a lot of songs that you sing, and especially that the children will perform for the adults. And a lot of the adults in the audience will cry because they think it's so beautiful and so proud of their kids and stuff. I'm gonna attempt one of them very soon. It's just it's a weird key, okay? It's an awkward key. I hate the traditional keys in D major, because for some reason every single song ever written in traditional Swedish music is in D major. And I'll let you know, men and children struggle with D major because our vocal cracks are like in the middle of one of the notes, in like the 6th or the 7th, I think, of D major. So what the heck? Okay, let's see here. Real quick. Crayfish party, kräftskiva. One of our traditions. Yes. Learned that it was... Wait. Let me get some graphics up for you, because it doesn't make any sense. This is one of my favorite things for people to like look at, for foreigners to look at and be like, what? Hang on. Let's see here. That's a big hiccup. I'm sorry. Okay. There you go. Owen learned that crayfish parties. So it's like a summer thing too. Annual seafood fest with lots of side dishes, drinks, and joy songs, something like that. Don't know if I'm right. I made it in October. Yes, you're right. And it looks like this. Where people will wear the crayfish hats and your little crayfish bibs, I guess. And you have the happy sun and the crayfish, and everything's crayfish themed. And you eat as many crayfish as you can, and then lots of side dishes and tasty sauces and yum 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 yum. And people get really, really, really drunk. like blackout drunk. But that's they do that during Christmas, valborg, MIDSUMMER, New Year's, Halloween. Pretty much any Swedish people like to drink, okay? And I think that's like old cope from back in the days when the country was suffering from famine. And it was such an unlivable, awful place to live in general, to just exist in, that everyone, literally half of everyone moved to the USA, okay? Literally half of everyone that lived here moved to the United States. And the rest just drank. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, let me sing you one of these songs. I'm just gonna grab my guitar.
Plötsligt spratt det till i gubben. Han blev ung och han blev fri.
Ta mig till havet, gör mig till kung. Okay. So that's like old cope. I think if I could take one thing to erase from my culture, it would be how much people I drink. Honestly. Echo. Echo, echo. Okay, I have the notes here somewhere. So, MIDSUMMER, by the way, I just want to preface this if you're in Sweden. MIDSUMMER is the single most dangerous time to be out on the road, because there's just that many drunk people out driving. Besides holiday in Sweden, we always have 2 TV shows. Yeah, airing in summer. Lotta på Liseberg and Allsång på Skansen. Yes, it's a summer series. There's so much like joy and singing. Let's see here. Du ska inte tro det blir sommar ifall inte någon sätter fart på sommaren och gör lite somnigt. Då kommer blommorna snart. Jag gör så att blommorna blommar, gör hela kohagen grön. Nu så har sommaren kommit, jag har just tagit bort snön. It's a song about the person that makes the summer. Let's see here. Jag gör mycket vatten i bäcken, så där så det hoppar och far. Jag gör fullt med svalor som flyger, myggor som svalorna tar. Jag gör löven nya på träden, små fågelbon här och där. Jag gör himlen vacker om kvällen, jag gör den alldeles skär. Och smultron det gör jag åt barnen, det tycker jag de ska få. Och andra små roliga saker som passar när barna är små. Jag gör så roliga ställen, barna får springa omkring. Då blir barna fulla med sommar, benen blir fulla med spring. I always struggle with that one. Idas sommarvisa. Ida is the name of a girl in a popular popular series of, I guess, fairy tale books. This one was written in the 70s, and since then it has become one of our classics. Comfy and beautiful, thank you. It's about the person that makes summer happen and all the little things they make, and especially making summer good for the kids. It's very adorable. I'm gonna see if I can do another Swedish one. Brings me back to graduating. Yes, it's also a graduation song. It's sung basically everywhere in schools and in churches. It just sung everywhere. It's a very, very beloved one. It means the summer is here. It's one of the songs that all the adults will start like crying over when the children sing it. Let's see here. Then blomster. Oh, cannot do that one. Hang on. Den blomstertid nu kommer. Okay, maybe here. Den blomstertid nu kommer med lust och fägring stor. Nu nalkas ljuva sommar då gräs och gröda gror. Den blida solen väcker allt som varit dött. Den all den grönska täcker, allt blir återfött. Den fagra blomsterängar och åkern tädla säd. Den rika örtes ängar och alla gröna träd skall oss vara påminna Guds trohets rikedom. Låt oss den nåd besinna som räcker året om. Can someone please remove the key mailer disclosure? Are you here, Fia? I just noticed there's no key mailer for this one. Cephalo register has such a rich tone. Thank you. I wasn't very in key, but I'll take it. Let's see here. There's this one. If there's a Swedish anything, and it needs to be either beautiful or really sad, this will play. It is a hymn about the blomstertid, which is the time of bloom of flowers. I am very Swedish. Yes, hi Toga. And it's just a song about how basically everything that has been dead throughout the long winter is being reborn. And it's also a hymn. So usually when they sing this in schools, they only do the parts that have nothing to do with the God or the Swedish name Gud. To go violin. Thank you. Radio started playing this song. That's funny. What other ones do we have? Yeah. I have another one. This one is been popular since like the 70s. It's also being sung everywhere. Let's see if I can find a nice key to sing this in. These are awkward chords. Okay. Violins. Inte ett moln. Okej. Inte ett moln så långt ögat kan nå. Inte en droppe regn på flera dagar. I don't remember this one. Oh no, wait. Sommaren är kort. Det mesta regnar bort. Nu är den här. Så ta för dig. Solen skiner idag. Hösten kommer snart. Gå med vindens fart. Vindens fart. Du lyssnar på mig. Solen skiner. Kanske bara idag. Yeah, I don't remember that one at all. I haven't sung that one in forever. I'm gonna see another one that's usually sung. It's like been everywhere since the 80s. Let's see here. Never mind. Okay. No more scuff. No more scuff. What other songs do we have? I should have made a list, but I've been a little bit ill-prepared. Let's see here. Yeah. Himlen är oskyldigt blå. I got it. Små grodorna. I'll show that one to you, don't worry about it. Okay, this one I should be able to do. This is a song that's usually sung around summer. Not sure why. And it's very bittersweet because the person that voted, he died very early, and he was a very pained poet and musician. Let's see here. Wait, is it in 3/4? Himlen är oskyldigt blå. Oof. Himlen är oskyldigt blå. Som ögonen. Why can I not do this? Ögonen är små. That's not the right key. What the heck? Himlen är oskyldigt blå. Som barnen är små. Att regndroppar faller som tårarna gör. Rår inte stjärnorna för. Älskling, jag vet hur det känns. Broar till tryggheten bränns. Fast tiden har jagat oss in i en vrå. Himlen så oskyldigt blå. Nope. I don't think those are the right chords. Sorry. Lots of scuff. I really should know all of these. Svenska sommarsånger. Let's see here. Utöver hage. Yes. Of course, this is the one. Svenska nationalsången. The Swedish national anthem. I love our anthem. It's kind of catchy. Cool. Thank you for the follow, Vero. I'm just scuffing up my poor heritage. Of course, this is in the key of A, which is like my nemesis. Can I do this? Du gamla, du fria, du fjällhöga nord. Are you kidding me? Du gamla, fria, du fjällhöga nord. I'm just gonna find a nice key for this. Yeah, I do have a flower crown. It's summer. Du gamla, du fria, du fjällhöga nord. Tysta, du glädjerika sjö. Are you kidding me? I cannot sing in key today. I'm just gonna do it this way. I should know this. Fjällhöga nord. Okay. Du gamla, du fria, du fjällhöga nord. tysta du glädjerika stjärna, hälsar dig vänaste land upp på jord. Sol, himmel, dina änglar gröna. Sol, din himmel, dina änglar gröna. Du tronar på minnen från fornstora dagar. Du är att din namn flög över jorden. Vet att du är och förblir vad du var. Jag vill leva, jag vill dö i Norden. Jag vill leva, jag vill dö i Norden. Plenty enough. We'll return to singing when I figure out how to sing in a traditional Swedish key. Sorry. All right. Okay. Yeah, I've been lazy. I've been just like singing songs in keys that I know. That's my problem. So, yeah, the national anthem. I'm gonna turn it on in the background. It's very beautiful. Nationalsången, the national anthem. We just call it the national song, really. Just the song of the nation. Here you go. By Ida Linnea. A very beautiful take. If it sounds really Nordic, that's because it is. Flag is upside down? How's my flag upside down? What do you mean? Brings me back to the summer before we get a summer break. Yep. And hi, Vero. I was fighting for my life back there. Singing is nice. Thank you. So, Midsummer. What the heck is that? Well, let me show you a nice example. Midsummer is basically celebrating summer solstice. It is a pagan tradition. And when the Christians came here and what's a good word for ruining everything? I guess, well, when the Christ in Sweden and had us join the Dark Ages, basically. Just eradicated the pagan culture, the Vikings, everything. Funny because the flag can be upside down. Exactly. But it is, let's see, God, where do we even start? Well, it's celebrating how great it simply is to be in summer. I'm gonna show you like what it would look like, a typical celebration. And this is like a very like small town traditional. Of course, the weather is awful and everything that you're gonna see. So when the Christian went full party poopers for the pagans, yeah, when they kill everyone eventually, or eradicated the culture under threat of killing them, yes, and also the threat of eternal damnation and stuff. Rough times. Not sure why the Vikings just didn't kill them. There's probably a good reason for that, but I'm sure they killed a bunch of them before they won. So the pagans actually wrote very little down because they didn't have papers or anything. Let's see here, let me show you. But instead they wrote a lot with runes in trees and on stone. So it's been a big pain to get back the pagan beliefs, all the pagan traditions and stuff. There's a movement to revitalize the pagan faith. I have a pagan friend who's really into it. And you know, they're always like, they just keep like researching, what was it actually like? What's the deal? So here is Dalarna. This is like in the smack dab middle of everything. See the red houses, traditional houses with the rust painted red and white details. So it will look something like this. You have the like teens are so like reluctant to be a part of it. but they're still in there. The adults who like kind of stand by and watch, or they dance, force the kids to be part of it. And a lot of people in folk suits, traditional suits that you only wear during the most hype celebrations, okay? You don't just wear them for anything. And if you wear them proper, because they're what our forefathers were. And we're honoring them as well. So, you know, wear it proper, please. Are they actually pagans? Or is it a Christian word for a certain culture? Well, we call them fornnorder, the ancient Norse, fornnordisk tro. So yeah, it's just we call them Nordics, or the Nordic, the people that believe in Nordics. So yeah, it looks a little bit awkward. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's really hype. But I thought this was like a nice example of like a small town celebration. See if we can get a really big one. Midsummerfirande. Okay, so here's like a really hype one, or so I thought. Yes, okay, so sometimes people go really hard, like they go hard on this stuff. For example, here's a very, very extreme one. So here are some of our flowers that we pick. Usually the children and the women pick the flowers. And here's a traditional band wearing traditional clothing. Wasn't expecting a stream today given the holiday. Retro, I have no friends that invited me anywhere, so yeah. So this entire village is gammelgård, like an old-timey gård. God, how do you translate that? I invite you, thank you. Old-timey village, I guess, or old-timey lot. Place to live that has the stuff in it. And they do traditionally. So here, for example, these are the flower rings that we hang in the midsummer pole that is behind me. We make the pole, it takes forever, and then we raise it. And it's all sorts of hype. And here they're accompanied by the band, or led by the band. Hey, Queen Squirrel, hello. All in their traditional garbs. So it's okay, the more people that thinks it's fun makes the holiday more fun. Yeah, you lean into it. Like, we only get midsummer once a year, and it's like, it's the best holiday, you just lean into it. So this is the pole. As you can see, it's all in green. And the pole is a pagan symbol. It has also been kind of, the meaning and the actual roots of it is not quite sure. We're not quite sure exactly what it is. You know what, let me just make this a little bit smaller so I can speak here. Hey Wolf, I'm talking a Swedish midsummer celebration here. Are you familiar? And to some people, it is a like a phallus symbol to what's the word? To make the earth, I guess, pregnant with good harvest. So, but I'm not sure if that's actually the case. But it is discussed. It is often like a quote-unquote funny trivia that edu teenagers will say when people dance around it. Hey, don't you know what you guys are dancing around? Shut up! Thanks. It also resembles a cross. There are different ways of doing it. Here's the band. Yes, so here they're racing it, and it's like a huge one in this case. You don't have to be that like extra about it, but hey, if you want to make a humongous pole, you can do that. But then you also have to do this. A fertility symbol. It's not a fertility symbol, only for the ground or the earth. Now, this is something that the old Norsemen did. So they took that tradition with them when they migrated. So let's see here. There were some Norse up in the UK. I can't remember which ones they were. Was it the Celtics? I don't remember. Of course, the Swedes, the Norwegians, the Danish, the Icelandics. Some regional differences. Yes, there are regional differences. A traditional lunch is served in the garden with pickled herring, new potatoes, cured salmon, drinking snaps, followed by drinking some. Yep, I already had my potatoes and my herring. Many ancient traditions were adopted by the church in order to Christianize Europe. Yeah, exactly. So, oh my God, they're fighting for their lives. This one is a little bit too big. Okay, well, Come on, you guys. You can do it. I believe in you. That is so dangerous. Are you kidding me? All right, you know what? Let's just do this. I thought they were going to show the dancing too, but it was all just a struggle. Wow, okay, so here's one that goes really hard. I gotta show this one to you. So, yeah, there's tons of people here. They're gonna do like a really big show about it and everything. Let's skip ahead. It's a really big celebration. If they haven't raised the pole, they're gonna do it now. And the people with the flags, that's a regional flag as well as a Swedish flag. And the traditional outfits that are super duper expensive. And if you can give me one, please do. I would actually for real like one. Usually this is done around like parks and castles and stuff. Midsummer is the solstice. It means the middle of summer. Gladly midsummer. Yeah. Glad midsommar, Maja. Oh, Maja. Glad midsommar. Welcome. How's it going? So, the meaning of the pole has a lot of different ones, a lot of different interpretations, but it's there. Traditionally, we have it, and sometimes it looks more like a cross. Sometimes it's more like a humongous pole. But yeah, brain down. No, it makes sense. I mean, we don't say solstice. We say midsummer because it's the middle of summer. Come on, show us the stuff. Come on, get singing. Why do these videos all just like stop whenever it's about to get good? Like, are you kidding me? So here is the classic. We can find it. Yeah, okay, this one's really funny. This is like the song. This is the hype song for all the kids. Everyone knows this. And this is also the song that is the most famous out of our midsummer songs. Små grodorna, the little frogs. And it's just a like fun song about animals and you pretend to dance like them. And this is an old-timey song that was just meant to be like fun for the kids. So why people think it's so weird that we dance around the midsummer pole and pretend to be frogs, I don't know. It's for the kids, man.
Come on, please.
The cameraman doing the fun. That, you know what? That checks out. Små grodorna är lustiga att se. Små grodorna är lustiga att se. Ej öron, ej svansar hava de. Ej öron, ej svansar hava de. Kuakaka, 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 kuakaka. Kuakaka, kuakaka, kuakaka. There it is. Öron, ej svansar hava de. Ej öron, ej svansar hava de. Kuakaka, 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 kuakaka. So this one is always really funny because people are always laughing because everyone agrees that it's a funny song. And everyone agrees that we look stupid because the dances, the little frogs are funny to look at because they don't have any ears. And then you pretend to have ears. And they don't have any tails. Ej öron. No ears. Ej svansar hava de. Nor tails do they have. And then quack. As in quack, 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 quack. That's just the sound a frog makes. Kuakaka, kuakaka, kuakaka. So, together, it's no ears, no tails. And notice everyone's flower crowns. That's the symbol of midsummer and of celebration and of summer. And I would say it's one of the like more important symbols for our culture in general. and unless you're allergic, I say you should get one. And we make them ourselves. So they're like traditionally made by the person that wears it. When you celebrate Midsummer, you can play some games as well. Yeah, like Cube, exactly. There's so many summer games. I should make some friends. I haven't had literally anyone to hang out with this summer. I should work on that, except for like a group, but all I want to do is like card games, so. Should make some friends that want to go outside. So that's the dance, that's the dancing. Midsommar mat, middag and kjøim. So these are very like traditional. Actually, let's see, midsommarstång. Very traditional dances and stuff. Show you a nice example of the midsummer pole. Now, even though in these videos the traditional garbs seem to be everywhere, but they're not as common as you think. And it has some idea, or it has been kind of impacted by this weird idea that I talked about before about like people just wanting to erase the culture. So it's usually the elder generation, but it is coming back. So yeah, there's a pole. And if you want to be extra, you can dress it up in a lot of flowers, but usually no. And here are the garbs. And the garbs actually different. They're different depending on what county you're in or what län. It's not like a state, almost like a state. I don't know what the translation for län is. And let me just show you. This is one of my favorite favorites anything. It's let's see here, like my favorite aesthetic, favorite look, favorite anything. Just like it fills my heart with warmth and joy and summery happy feelings whenever I see it. And it is like the it is the girls dressed in traditional like celebration, which is white dresses with the flower crowns. This is basically one of the symbols for Swedish people. It is this entire outfit and this aesthetic with the flowers is so pretty. It is so beautiful. It's so heckin' pretty. I love it so much. And when you're celebrating, everyone looks like this. Everyone's dressed like this. It's like for the dinner and stuff. Everyone looks like this, and everyone looks incredibly beautiful and so extra in their like big flower crowns and their white garbs, their white clothes. Let's see if I can show you. And yeah, super pretty. Midsommar. So it's usually during the dances and stuff that you have like the what's the word? The traditional outfits. Then you dress in white and flowers. This is like a good example of what the lunch or the dinner would look like. Crown looks beautiful. Thank you. Happy Midsummer, Sasibaka. Yeah. Well, she's having a good time. Now, everyone's like invited to wear the crown, but some dudes are like, I don't want to wear flowers in my hair. Feminine flower. Wear the flower crown, dude. This is also like there's a lot of paintings of this. There's a lot of posters that you probably will like buy as a foreigner if you come here during this time. It's like always a girl in a white dress with a flower crown in a field. Either she is picking the flowers for her crown or somebody else's, or she's just in the field because it looks pretty. And usually maybe there's like a Swedish flag in the background somewhere too. So these crowns are like, they're hype. Here's another like good example of what the food will look like, and then we're gonna move on a little bit. But I wanted to show you guys this. As a cis male, I'd wear the heck out of the flowers crown. Exactly, wear it. And honestly, like, we don't gatekeep. Let me go over here. Actually, we don't gatekeep. Like, our culture is for anyone who cares. Like, if you're interested in my culture, you're more than welcome to, like, of course, respectfully, but you're more than welcome to take part in it take part in the celebrations, take part in the outfits and everything. Now people will get they will get, I don't know if offended, but they'll get kind of sad if you do something to the traditional symbols. It's not considered nice at all to mess with them. Like especially not during like the traditional clothes, for example, and the midsummer pole and everything. Like make it your own, but like don't make it something it's not, because it's meant to be the representation of Nordic culture. And if you like mess with it, then it's like you're kind of saying, I don't like this culture. That's kind of how it goes. Hi, Lynx. Looks so good. Yeah, it does. So that's pretty much it. But none of us are gatekeeping. Like if you want to be a Nord, you can become a Nord if you want to be part of our culture. And hi, Kaikoi, welcome. Thank you for the follow. You can be part of our culture if you like. As long as you want to, you can become Nordic or Swedish. If you want to take place in our celebrations or holidays, you're more than welcome to do so. We will do nothing but invite you and celebrate with you. But please just like don't poop on it. But that goes with like every culture, right? When something is like a very specific expression, please don't, poop on it. We get kind of sad. Otherwise, we're not that squeamish, honestly. Like Swedish people are not that easily offended. Like a lot of, it's usually just like specifically the symbols, like the flag, maybe not, but flower crowns, and the national garbs, all of that stuff. Please just be respectful towards that. And this is a very important symbol too. This is the official symbol of our culture. This is the horse. Culture is beautiful, thank you. I like my culture, it's nice. Happy midsummer. Oh, you got done celebrating? How was it? Did you have strawberries yet? I need to get out and buy some strawberries. I can't deal with this anymore. I gotta find some strawberries. Yeah, this is a horse. These used to be toys, actually. They're from Dalarna, which is like in the middle of Sweden. Hence the name Dala. Häst is a horse. Dala häst. A horse of Dalarna. Yeah, this little dude here sometimes comes in different paint jobs. Sometimes they're blue. It's our symbol, so you'll see this on Sweden merch a lot. And definitely like a good gift and souvenir from Sweden if you come here. See if we can get some nice Swedish traditional songs here. Yeah, it's very iconic. Used to be toys, now they're very expensive crafts that people pay way too much for. I forgot where mine is, actually, it's somewhere. I should have brought it out. Yeah, this is the blue one. Not as common. Like usually it's the red one, that's the hype. Do you also have big midsummer bonfire? That's a different tradition, actually. That's basically the pagan way of welcoming spring. So we have the spring bonfire. Let's see. That's called Valborg. Valborgsmässoafton. It's usually where we get around. We have some good food. Usually people will drink a lot. It's the most drunk holiday, actually. And we have a humongous bonfire that people gather around. And bonfires are actually illegal during large parts of the years, except for around here. Love the horsey. Yeah, they're cute. Didn't have strawberries. Keep your family's full-scale midsummer this year. Hung out with two friends. Okay, pulled pork and strawberry cake. That's nice. Huh. I mean, you can do it any scale you like. So that's Valborg. That's in, let's see, that's Valborg. Is that the last of May? when the heck is it? Yeah, 13th April. And then we have May Day, the 1st of May. That's just a day off for everyone. Also for midsummer, let me show you a dish that we eat for summer. So we have our strawberries, right? We have them with milk and sugar, and if you never had it, don't knock it, okay? Let's see here. You give that a... It's either milk or cream, but it's not whipped cream. See if we can get a nice, there we go. Traditional looking. Serving. You have a big bonfire during midsummer. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Sounds like a hazard, but yes, cool. Strawberries with milk and sugar, so good. Yeah, because hear me out. The strawberries are sour, right? They're fresh. They're sour. Usually very fresh. Like it's usually around now that they're actually ripe. So you know, get to know. And you have your milk or cream, if you like. And then you pour sugar on top until you're happy. But I usually don't want sugar on top of mine. But what that does is it makes for a nice mixture of sour, fatty, and sweet that kind of balances out. So the sweet helps with the sour, and the fatties kind of helps make it a bigger flavor, more taste. Putting sugar and sweet berries, but they're also sour. But I usually opt for just cream on mine. Summer celebration. Again, traditionally, because this is when you can eat them. So we all just enjoy them very much. Let's hear. So, God, there's this really... What was I thinking about? Oh yeah, here's like a version 2. This one looks a little bit sussy, but... milk and cream. I guess you could do that. Matured getting unripe sour straws. They're always going to be sour. Well, usually they're a little bit more like fresh than ripe, so they're just going to be very sour by default. Let's see here. What was I thinking about? We have a lot of we have a lot of big important holidays. But this is definitely the biggest one. And how I managed to be alone during the most important holiday in all of the Swedish culture, I don't know. But here we are. So thank you for keeping me company. Hi, Bun. Let's see here. Swedish holidays. Let's see if I can find a nice list. We have a bunch of them, and most of them are, well, yes, okay, there's tons of them. Most of them are actually, they're in spring, because spring is good, everything else is really bad. We have the Harvest Fest, which is Samhain or Halloween or whatever you want to call it. October, Harvest Fest. And then we're like, okay, life is going to be awful for 9 months, so let's just like party later, I guess. Good luck, everyone. Here's an article from Scanification, which is a place I didn't know existed. And here's a nice list of all our holiday names. There's plenty of those. You don't know what midsummer is, but have a midsummer. It's summer solstice celebration. Usually we get together and we eat lots of good food and we have a good time. Yes. And eat strawberries and stuff. It's a big celebration. It's just kind of like Thanksgiving. It's a good reason to be together, to have a good time and celebrate life for a bit. Isn't it a horror movie? Yes, it is. Okay, so hear me out, because it's a tiny bit upsetting. It's not that upsetting, but I just need to let you guys know that as Swedish, we don't gatekeep. Everyone is welcome to be part of our culture. You're welcome to appropriate our culture if you like. Just please try and be respectful. For example, how our gods, Thor, Loki, Thor, Loke, are like basically comic book clowns sold to you by Marvel. Nobody is actually nobody's really upset about that. We don't gatekeep. We just kind of happy that literally anyone is interested in our heritage and our culture, even though Thor, who is a very scary, menacing, strong, scary guy, is essentially a clown. And the Midsummer horror movie, I haven't watched it out of spite actually, but it is a shame that Swedish culture, it's not very well known abroad, even though there's it's such a specific culture and it has a lot of depth to it. It's just so much. It's a very, very old culture. And what people know about it is that it's apparently scary now. Hey, Machina, welcome. Mexican, and I feel like we celebrate a lot during fall, summer, rather than spring. Yeah, you do. But you don't have 9 months of dark and cold, right? Eating lots of good food in midsummer holiday. Thank you. I'm missing out a little bit on some of the food, but that's okay. I wasn't sure if I was going to be alone, so... wait, actually, you know what? Let me show that first. What was I doing? Let's see. Yeah, I was going to show you all of our official national holidays. Used to be that Sweden was just a bunch of hot people. Yeah, now people are afraid of midsummer. But yeah, we don't gatekeep. But if you use our symbols, please do it respectfully. That's literally anything that we ask. Oh my god, I lost a thread. Anyway, okay. So here's a big list of all of our holidays, and usually these involve a lot of having fun. New Year's Day, that one's obvious. The Epiphany, oh really, that's what you call it? That's a Christian one. The 13th day of Christmas, which is it's when you throw Christmas out. You take all the Christmas stuff away because everyone's sick of it. Ergo. Good Friday, Långfredagen. This is a day that used to be a holiday. I think it still is. You're not supposed to work during the Long Friday or Good Friday. Because that is when Jesus was hanging on the cross and he had a really bad time and he was like, yeah, please forgive them or whatever. They don't know what they're doing. Actually, they know exactly what they're doing. They knew exactly. They were just being Romans, my dude. The Romans did that. They did that to everyone. They knew exactly what they were doing, my dude. Anyway, yeah. So that's a Christian holiday. You take it easy. Then we have the Easter Sunday. Traditional food. Get together, eat stuff. Easter Monday, we just chill. Valborg. Walpurgis. What the heck? Well, traditional food. Lots of drinking. Partying. Bonfire. Labor Day? We don't really have Labor Day, but we have 1st of May. 1st of May is... Well, we celebrate May. We celebrate spring. Singing. Maybe traditional food. No work. Kristi himmelfärdsdag. Yeah, that was Jesus when he went up to heaven. I don't remember exactly the lore, but yeah, we have that one. That was important. And yeah, I guess there's this one I didn't even know was a thing. Mother's Day, yeah. Pentecost Sunday, I forgot about this one. And then the National Day is actually a day off for everyone. It's a Sunday. You don't work during National Day unless you have to. Then we have Midsummer's Eve. Then we have Midsummer Day. You don't work during Midsummer Day. You may work during Midsummer's Eve, but you celebrate during the Eve. Hakari, what's that? Långfredag used to be the day where people actively tried to be as bored as possible. Yeah, exactly. During that Friday, you just kind of sat around and had no fun because you were supposed to, I don't know, empathize with Jesus, and he was hanging on a cross, which is not the same thing, but you know. Some pagan friends of mine in the States celebrate solstice. Based. Make sure you wish them a happy midsummer. Empty, thank you for the stretch. Oh, Hakari means shark. Okay, I haven't had it, no. And some Jesus stuff, Epiphany. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Semla. Have you seen this thing before? We have a day specifically for these. It's called Fat Tuesday. And it's a day before winter gets the worst, where you're supposed to just like, you're supposed to eat a bunch. Before fasting, I think, actually. But it's something, eat properly before winter, because when winter comes, you're gonna starve and you might die unless you're really full and like gained a lot of fat. So yeah, it's bulk day. Semla, this is whipped cream with almond paste in the middle, in a bun, like a very, 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 very sweet and filling hamburger. Like, most people can even finish one of these. I can finish one of these. I get sick from finishing one of these. Hey, gotcha. Hakari is fermented shark. That could be it, yes. So, what you up to? I'm just showing everyone some of our traditions. Shrub Tuesday. No, it's Fat Tuesday. Who translated this? Oh, yeah. Sportlov is just like a tradition where winter sports are encouraged. So the children get a week off school to go and do winter sports. That's literally why it's there. Waffle day. Waffles. You have a waffle day. Good Friday, I don't remember. Easter. Oh yeah, Easter is also bonfire. That's a pagan thing, not a Christian thing. Valborg, Labor Day. Just let me skip. Oh yeah, there we go. I was gonna show this. This is our queen. Oh, this is our queen, Sylvia Bernadotte. I should really know her name. That's our king. He's a bit of a character. He's really funny. And that's our beloved crown princess, who I love and adore, and she's very based. 9 Iceland, we have Bolludager, which means cream bun Sunday. Yeah, bollu. That's a bun. Bulle is what we call it here. Isn't it true that the bun won? The king ate 13 of it and died. I don't remember that story fully, but yes. Yeah, we have it too. We also have, but we have kanelbulle. Let me show you. So these are just some examples. I'm not going to dwell on this too much. But as you can tell, we like our food and we celebrate food with having a day for the food. Kanelbullen-dag. I'm going to show you what traditional Swedish ones look like, because y'all don't know how cinnamon buns are supposed to be. Like, I'm sorry, foreigners, but your cinnamon bun game is weak. This is a cinnamon bun. They're rolled up with pearl sugar on top. Okay? And no paper, unless you maybe have to. And they can also be braided. This is a cinnamon bun. Whatever you guys have going, that's not a cinnamon bun. That's like a glazed cinnamon bun or something. Swedes socialize in 2 ways. Over food or fika, yes, or a lot of sprit. A lot of booze. It's around the time when Oskudagur celebrated. Valentine's Day. Now it's Halloween-esque. Okay. I love that. You've had 3 of these today? Yeah, they're based. I think it's a Nordic thing, because you'll find these up in Northern Europe. Now I remember. Okay, so for perspective, I kind of. Oh my god. I remember what I was going to show you a long time ago. Okay. Do you know how far north Sweden is? Do you have any idea how ridiculously far up north we are? Let me see here. So there's a reason they call us Nordic, because it's stupid high up north. Oh, hey, thank you, Seffi. Thank you for the 5 gift subs. What the heck? Oh, thank you for gifting to Rose, Sakura Kuroneko, Snitch, Tasha, and Vulpen. Mwah, thank you. Thank you, Seffi. Can we get some back to Seffi and the 5 gift subs? Thank you. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna show you. It's the wrong one. Come on. So, here's the United States. You know how it's like cold up in the Pacific Northwest? Like up here, this is pretty cold. Like, Florida is warm down here, right? Here's the Bahamas. Here's Mexico. Here's, well, I guess that's where Hawaii is. That's not quite accurate, I think, but yeah, sure. Okay, so, right, yeah, there's Washington, D.C. Let's see here. Up here, is this New York? I don't know American very well, but, you know. Okay, so, when he starts to get up here, it starts to get pretty cold, right? And it gets a lot of, like, it gets really, oh, hang on. Yeah, this song wasn't supposed to be on. Let me just do this real quick. It gets really wintry really quick, like really wintry, really dark, really snowy. Okay, here up is Canada. Up here is Canada. And I don't remember exactly how far up people live in Canada, but it's not that far, like, because it gets really cold and dark up here, right? Here is Alaska, which somehow is America, I guess. But yeah, there's Alaska and there's Victoria Islands. This is really far up north. And here's the Arctic Ocean. The Arctic Circle goes around here, starts here. But yeah, up here, like, people don't really live up here because it's Arctic, right? It's Arctic. There's Alaska. Okay. That's Canada. Right. And there's Sweden. This isn't, like, Sweden basically starts where Canada ends. Where people stop living in Canada, that's where Sweden starts. You see that? Whereas north at Alaska, we're actually even more north, I think. No, wait. Yeah, we're as north as Alaska. That's how far up north we are. The Arctic Circle starts in Sweden. So we are technically an Arctic country. And there's Iceland. This is ridiculously far up north. Okay? So, for perspective, super far up north. And it's a pretty big country, or pretty tall. Like down here in the south, it gets a little bit warmer. And winters aren't as bad. For reference, I live around here on the west coast. And my family comes from up here. Pretty much up here. I have family up here. I'll see if I can get a better map. But so, what I'm trying to say here is that we are very, very far up north. So our winters get really long and really nasty, okay? Okay, this is a crusty map, but it's accurate enough. Which means up here somewhere is where this is just polar country, like, so, yeah, over Jokkmokk, I think it is, over here, is where, this is Sapni, this is Sami County, so here's where some of my forefathers are from. It's always snowy. There's no not snow when you're far enough, far north enough. Kiruna is the furthest city we have up north. It's being moved right now, and the Sami people have to move too because they are basically making a mine out of the entire thing to save the economy. But you know, classic Swedish to make the Sami move again. And yeah, anyway. So most is really far up. This is all Norrland. Norrland is far up Sweden, okay? Here's Finland. And down here is where most of the big cities are. Göteborg, that's my city, born and raised. Göteborg, Västkusten. Funny accent. An accent that has Scottish and German in it. And here's Stockholm, that's our main city, that's the capital. People speak really annoying. If I'm Sami, I am like half Sami, or how do you put it? I'm half Norse, half Sami. Maybe it makes sense that people think we live in igloos and have polar bears walking the streets. Yep, for real. We have summer, but our summer is so flippin' short. It's so short. It's 3 months. We have 3 months of summer, and then it's over. That's why we celebrate. So summer is super joyous here. Everyone's always outside. We're singing, we're playing games, we're eating all the foods. We're just enjoying life for this amount of time, okay? And the rest is just 9 months of dark and cold and depression. So keep in mind, this basically starts where the northern part where people live in Canada is. So if you think Canada is cold, try Sweden. If you think Canada is dark, try Sweden. Grilling at the beach every day in summer. Yeah, you know it. I gotta make some friends before summer is over. I wanna do those things. Let's see what else. So yeah, this is the Baltic Sea. This is where the bad herring is from. The one we call strömming. This is the one that you can get kind of sick if you eat. And here's Kattegat and yeah, the North Sea. This is where the good herring is from, that we call sill, the one you can eat. And down there's Denmark. They keep attacking us and we keep fighting them back. Or they kept. But they can have Skåne back, that's okay. Finland only has Helsinki, yep. So up here, Luleå, or Luleå, as locals say. Luleå, Pite, Umeå is where a lot of my family is from. Just up here, very north. And also Jokkmokk and Kiruna. My Sami roots are Kiruna and Jokkmokk around here. Sami County, Sapni. I'll show you real quick because it's relevant. Now the Sami people, they were here exactly the same time as the Norse. So they are also yeah, let me show you. So they're also just like valid, like they live here. Or like it's also their country, right? Even though, like, what would you say, the Swedish government never liked them and tried to oppress them and stuff, which is really awful. Let me find a good map. Sapni. So they came here at the same time and has always been. So nobody came first. It's a myth. If you ever hear anyone talk about this, they will tell you that, oh my god, okay, this map is really crusty, but if anyone tells you that the indigenous people of Sweden are the Sami, they're wrong. The indigenous people are the Sami and the Norse, and I happen to be double indigenous. But yeah, this is Sapni. It's pretty big. This is where the Sami live. And yeah, up here is where my family is from. And the polar or Arctic Circle goes here. And it's Arctic. It is frozen over. Sweden and Denmark probably holding the world record over most wars fought between two countries. Yep. Yeah. The wars are long over, but we have the banter still. Like, if you ever come across a Norwegian person as a Swedish person, the first thing you do is like throw some obscenities towards each other jokingly. It's all in good spirit. Same goes with the Danish. We're all Scandinavian, right? Like, we're sister cultures, and the war stopped many hundred years ago. A lot of the wars were fought over who gets Norway. Yeah. And then the Norwegians killed our king and it was over. I'll show you Stormakt, Sweden. Now, Sweden used to be a warrior nation. It used to be the... let me show you. It used to be the biggest Nordic country. It used to be feared by, like, everyone. You did not mess with Sweden. We had one of the most efficient armies of all time. And this is what it looked like back then. So you may notice the yellow part stretches over where Finland is too. We had almost all of Finland, and that still shows in Finland because they have a lot of Swedish speaking parts and they learn Swedish in school. Yeah, some of Estonia, and yeah, all of this stuff was Swedish. Just not like Denmark here, it was too hard, but it was big. Then we lost parts to Russia, we lost parts to Finland, and what happened was up here during one of the wars with Norway, we lost our king trying to invade Trondheim in the infamous Battle of Trondheim. And when that king, who was like the genius that made this happen, when he was no longer there, morale was just out. And people didn't know what to do. And slowly Sweden started shrinking. But this is Sweden during its grand era. It was also kind of impossible to defend because there wasn't enough food and stuff. And from Trondheim, awkward. Betrayer! You're from Skyrim. Yeah, actually, did you see what I showed you, or everyone? Map over Canada and Sweden. I just have to make this point, so you guys really understand like why we're so adamant about celebrating the little summer that we get. Where did the map go? Yeah, okay, so I think this is an even better map. Yeah, okay, this map shows it better. Okay. Down there, here, down here. That's the States. This is Canada. Here's the circle in which, like, up here we have Alaska, over here. And here's where it's too cold. There's tundra. You can't live here. This is Greenland. And guess where Sweden starts? Well, of course it starts up here. It starts up here, you guys. It's more northern than the northern parts of Canada. Ish. It starts where Canada ends, basically, where people stop living. So it's really dark and awful during winter. Anyway, I feel like there's something else that I was supposed to show you. There's so much culture stuff, so I don't even know where to begin. Oh yeah. Traditional Swedish food. Greenland is actually covered in snow, so it's white. And Iceland is green. Yeah, Iceland is always not freezing. It's actually a mild climate. It's very beautiful and stuff, but the climate is underwhelming. You think it'd be a bunch of snow and cool stuff? Nah. Right, so here is like a traditional Swedish feast. Can you tell that we like our protein? My grandma loved this song. Yeah, I love this song. It's beautiful. It's a cry of. So this is why Summer is a big deal here. So cold, you need a lot of calories. The reason it's like this is this is our party food, our celebration food, basically for Christmas and stuff, is during slaughter time. So you would slaughter your pig around December, where it starts getting too cold and you might run out of food. So that's why ham is traditionally here. And then we have all the fish and stuff. So lots of ham, lots of fish, lots of potato. And that's what most of our dishes are. And the herbs that could grow here, especially like dill. And prawns are a big deal. You know what? I'm kind of blanking. Fish and livestock, yeah. They must have to rely heavily on livestock. Yes and no. Like, you didn't slaughter a pig unless you had to. We talked about this before, but you lived off of like beets, carrots, potatoes. When they finally came here, they came here pretty late. And fish, and if you ever had to slaughter anything, you made full use of it, and you never slaughtered an animal unless you really had to. Hey, Pi. Can't believe I visited. I'm sorry. Hello. Good morning. With a short growing season. Yeah, it's always been famine. Potatis till Sverige. Potatoes to Sweden. Let's see here. Ahlström potato history. Okay. Yes. So, potatoes didn't come to Sweden until, what's this? Yeah, 1655 or something. No. Okay, so it wasn't broadly taken to Sweden.
Wow.
Oh, Ekasuma, thank you. Thank you so much. Hello, cuties. Hello. Thank you so much for the sub. Mwah. Cheers. And hello, Joachim. Happy påsk. Happy midsommar påsk. Yeah, so Sweden didn't have potatoes here until like the 1700s, which means food was really not a thing we had. It's not a joke. Potatoes basically saved the country from dying. It's the reason Sweden still exists, basically. Otherwise, we would have starved. And okay, these are no longer traditional songs. What the heck? Okay, I think we're done with that. Svenska visor 12. Sure. And that's why we love potatoes. Because potatoes, they're good for you. They keep us alive. And they're really good for you. They're a superfood. And we didn't have them until the 1700s. And before that, tough luck. Actually, you know what? Well, we had beets, we had carrots. We had wheat. What the heck else did we eat? Carrots. Mat, Sverige innan potatis. I just have to check this. I gotta check. What the heck was eaten? Mat under medeltiden. Basically, let's see here. Common people ate fruit. That makes sense. Sun-dried food, but yeah. smoking and salting meats. But keep in mind, most people couldn't afford to eat meat. So yeah, dairy, fish, beer, because water was dirty and gross. And tomatoes? We didn't have potato. Okay, basically nothing. Food was the worst. So potatoes came and then, yeah, but lots of fish. So that's why potatoes. Have I hammered this into you that potatoes are a big deal? Because without potatoes, the Nordics, Sweden, Scandinavia would just be dead. Heard from rumors, if you want to buy tomatoes in Sweden, unless they're high season, it's more eco-friendly to buy imported Spanish tomatoes than Swedish-grown ones, because they don't grow very naturally in our climate. They're just grown in... I don't think that's true, no. They're grown in greenhouses. That's why we're so resilient. Our ancestors lived on nothing, yes. Okay, so you know how Swedish people are beautiful, right? Like we're all really, really beautiful. That's real. Like by every objective sense of the word or whatever, Swedes and Scandinavians are beautiful. Do you want to know why this is? And this makes me laugh because it's so messed up. During the Norse era, during the Viking era, when they were out pillaging and raiding and stuff, the Vikings brought home the most beautiful women to marry. I'm not joking. And oftentimes even, they came more than willingly, even if they didn't even know the language. The women were like, oh, hello. Are these Vikings? Hello, Scandinavian men, hello. They just took the most beautiful women with them. So that's why the gene pool is filled with beauty. I'm not joking. It's true. And it's messed up as it is. That's why when you look at Scandinavian people, you're like, wow, they're so pretty. And yeah. That's, yep. And okay, so I'm going to illustrate something for you. Why and how this can happen. Let's see here. I'm going to show you what an actual Viking would look like. There's a lot of people that, well, we call them Vikings. Actually, okay, I'm gonna show you a few examples of traditional Vikings, not just Viking core. Let's see here. But what the Old Norse actually looked like. Okay, of course, these are very beautiful people asses. These are some very beautiful men. Hang on. But during this era, other cultures didn't care too much about their appearance. They did not care about hygiene. But to the Norsemen, the Vikings, hygiene, keeping your hair trimmed and everything, was a big, important part of taking care of yourself. So, and they took baths. And also, the Norse treated their women very well. Actually, they were considered, first of all, they were holy and divine and magical, because they were the only humans that could bring life into this world, which is considered an act of magic. So, if you can only be a witch, you cannot be a male spellcaster. But anyway, they were divine. They were treated as equals, and they were very respected in other countries and cultures. They were not, and so you see this guy. Look at this guy. This is just a good example. Okay, he has some makeup on, but see, it's a nice beard, and this is fairly accurate, by the way. He has a nice beard. He's clean because he showers every other, bathes once a week or something. which was a lot of bathing back then. Back then, other cultures around the parts in Europe, they didn't bathe. They were all stinky. They looked awful. They got the beautiful braids and these little metallic parts. So yeah, the Viking hair with the braids is like an old culture thing. The nice linen cloths, and also it's got eyes. Look at the strip. Like, they were so fashionable. They were super fashionable. This is like cosplay, I think. Yeah, look at this dude. He's got his nice braids going on. He's got the braided beard. Also, this is just a look. Like, you'll just see people that look like this in Sweden. We just call them Vikings because they look exactly like the Vikings. Like this guy, for example. So, the Vikings were fresh. They were beautiful. They dressed well. They had nice hair, and they smelled nice. So, when they were out pillaging and raiding and stuff, the women saw them and they were like, "Oh, ooh, hello, can I come with you?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure. You can come live on my farm." And of course, it being Vikings, they also forcefully they kidnapped a lot of people too. The Vikings they were very wholesome and nice within the communities, but during this era, basically everywhere, if you weren't from the same tribe, you could just like murder them. That was all of Europe. That was like all of the world basically back then. Like, people's life only mattered if you were from the same tribe or the same like culture or whatever. Yeah. Where do you find a Viking like that? Asking for a friend. Metal shows. Lots of metal shows. Go outside in Sweden. I am the tribe of Yami. All others will be slaughtered. Only Yami. Yes, this is the part where we get really midsummer, and we do cult stuff, and you worship me. It's uncanny how good-looking most Swedes are. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Where do I get the refund? My jeans didn't get that message. What do you mean? From what I heard, when potatoes first came to Sweden, they were skeptical about eating them. Some fool even ate the leaves of the plants, which are poisonous. Yeah. Some people didn't eat potatoes. Made alcohol of them. Yes, that's how you make vodka, I think. Brännvin. So yeah, they made alcohol from potatoes, which is not so good. And listen, you can't eat green potatoes and you can't eat the leaves because they will kill you. Seriously, a green potato will kill you. Don't eat that. Van Vinte counts as a Viking. He's half Finnish, but he sure looks like a Viking. So let's see here. Viking style. I want to find some examples of like current day looking Vikings. Like, have you seen Swedish metalheads? They look like Vikings. Let's see here. And not just because our fashion is like the Swedish metal fashion or whatever. It's like that, but a lot of Swedish metalheads, they just look like it. Let me see some good examples. And like gamers oftentimes look like Vikings. And let's see here. Good example. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna show you a good example of what everyone's dad looks like. Say hello to everyone's dad. Using DuckDuckGo. It's not as good as Google, but at least it doesn't. At least it's ethical. It doesn't track me. Where the heck? There we go. This is everyone's dad. I like him. Techno Viking dude? Yeah. Okay, well, semi. It's kind of what everyone's dad looks like. Another example. I'm not joking. Like when the dudes get old here, everyone basically just like when they lose their hair, they grow a beard instead, and they all look like Vikings. Let's see if I can get a nice example. And everyone just grows these amazing beards, and they all look like Vikings. um, let's see. This here. This is also your dad. If you're Swedish, this is your dad. A little bit of a red hair, but it's a very specific look. Or no, this is just a hipster, but people look like this. So they all look like you know, you get a beard, very important. That's I don't know. Men just get that here. We get really nice beards, I guess. I never had a beard though. Get your tattoos, important. And then you just turn into Viking. Turn into Viking. Looks so cute with flower crown. Thank you. Thank you, Liam, and hello. Have you seen Techno Viking? By the way, I should have scripted this because I keep forgetting what I wanted to talk to you about. But you can see that modern Swedes look like Vikings, right? Everyone looks like a Viking. The Vikings had tattoos too. Like Vikings just looked so good. They were really, really like. Let's see if I can show you that. But first, what was I doing? Oh well. Do I look like a Viking? I look like a combination of Viking and Sami. Also, Vikings didn't have horns on their helmets. Can I just say that? Can we just be clear about that? Maybe it happens that like maybe one person had it ever, but there were no horns on their stupid helmets. Because why would you? Also, okay, if you saw this, by the way, if you saw this, it is time to run. This is bad news. They just like roll up on your shore one day and they'll be like, yeah, we're taking all your stuff because Sweden is barren and cold and icy and everything died, so we're taking your stuff. Thanks. Are you able to grow a beard? I never tried. Probably if I wanted to. Blame Warner Bros for the horn thing. Yeah, look at their helmets. No horns. It's not Warner Bros. I don't remember who made that up. It was one of the contests that got raided by Vikings. Svängskutan kan gå. French? I don't really know. God, what was I gonna show you? I wanted to show you what like a Viking lady would look like. Yeah, they were like Vikings weren't just men. The women were Vikings too. Viking like means plunderer. If I'm not mistaken. And they didn't like gender gatekeep that or whatever. Anyone can be a Viking. Everyone was equal, so. The main difference was that the ladies were they were magical. Some of them could also be like sorceresses. Yeah. Let's see here. So I don't know how like accurate this looks pretty accurate actually. Let me show you. This is a Viking lady. Got her, you know, she's got the big braids and stuff. She's got the lighting class outfit. Got the fairly flat sword, big shield. Nordic history is interesting. Thank you. Raider, yeah, something like that. It means like Raider or something. They didn't like have a name. Like they were just Norse or whatever. It's like no, we just call them the Vikings. This one is a little bit more cosplay. I don't know exactly how accurate this is. The hair is definitely accurate. This is like metal, I think, like some of the metal details, but this would have to be like some sort of like princess or something. Like this is a rich Viking lady. This is a little bit more cosplay, I would say. The swords are good, better than katanas. Katanas were the worst. Katanas are garbage swords. I'm not lying. Katanas are garbage. The only reason they made katanas the way they made them is because it was too hard to make good steel from the ore that was available in Japan. That's the single reason. That's the only reason. Katanas were terrible swords. They all broke. Let's see. If you want to see like a good example of what the average non-warrior lady would look like. Here's a final one. Also, this is just every Swedish lady. I don't know why. Everyone just looks like her. Also, somewhat accurate Viking lady. With the fur because it's cold and, well, leather, I guess, which is expensive stuff. Viking heritage is based? Yeah. I always love the braids and the little, like, metallic accessories. Yeah, kind of pirates, yes. Kind of pirates. Also, the reason we're blonde is because something snow. That's the reason, well, Swedes are blonde. Let's see a good example of what people looked like back then if they weren't like Vikings. Oh my god! Okay, first and foremost, this is stupid. Sincerely, every Nordic person. I mean, you can dress up like that if you want to be a whatever that is, but stupid. Okay, so here's what a wealthy, quote-unquote Viking woman would look like. Thank you, Maple Raven. This would be a very rich lady. And you will see some women walk around like this, but they are usually pagans. I have a friend who will walk around like this. She does look like this. All the layers, and these would be kind of accurate colors. Lots of brown. See, I'm trying to find like, yeah, okay. So this is the Middle Ages, so this is later. But it's still pretty accurate. Also, I would say wealthy. Pretty wealthy. Like, unpoor. And as I said, Swedes who don't get keeps. If you want to be a spicy Viking for Halloween, sure, go ahead. None of us care, but I will let you know that Swedes did not look like that. Nobody ever looked like that. But yeah, this is like a pretty accurate, but a little bit too clean one. So I just want to put it out there that peak of civilization before the industrialization was the Vikings. When the Nordic countries got Christianed and fell into the dark era, the Dark Ages, everything went to heck. It was this terrible class system. They started oppressing women. They stopped bathing. And everything was just awful. Awful. Completely ruined everything. But yeah, so accurately, this lady would smell like it's probably poop. I'll be honest. And this would be very dirty. Because none of this would have been washed ever. Because they didn't wash. They didn't bathe. Water was either gross or just like sinful to be washed in. Okay, here's a very nice, like, accurate Norse pagan couple. I like these two. This is cute. Nordic society was just awesome. If you were a part of the Nordic society, it was great. And when you got old, we threw you from a cliff. uh, but yeah. Also, this just looks like everyone. This is still a look. A lot of dudes looks exactly like this. In fact, I think I may know this guy. And well, she obviously dyed her hair. This is like a couple that seem to be kind of nerdy. I like them. But yeah, it's just a look. This hairstyle, by the way, when you tie your hair back with either braids or just tie it back like that to make it bigger, is a traditional haircut here, and it's very pretty. So yeah, maybe a bit colorful, maybe a bit clean, but this is what people look like. Still have clips named after that. Yeah, did they do a flip? They were not athletic enough, but hey, if you ask them nicely, maybe. If you write paper 40, no, not 40. But if you were sick and you were elderly and you know that your time was just over, then yeah, it was time to go. And you know, the thing about this is when they made their elders hop down a cliff like that, it was consensual. Like, it was on their behalf. They were like, yeah, you know what? I've had a great life. I've seen my grandchildren grow up. And I know that I'm too old. I can no longer provide. I'm just a burden. So it's my time to go. And I will be with our ancestors in not Valhalla, mind you. That's for warriors. And not all warriors. It's certain few warriors, like a 50-50 maybe if you died in a really cool, heroic way. But up in, I forgot the name of it. Heck. Oh, hey Fox. I'll say this in Swedish. Glad midsommar, glad midsommar. And here's actually a different thing. This is also part of Sweden. But as you can tell, it's completely different. So, if you've been paying attention, what indigenous group would this be then? We got the strong blue and the strong red. Got the hat. Got the... Can't see it very well, but the... Hang on. The little dimple with the eyes here. And they're slightly slanted, depending. This is a Sami lady, yes! Oh, Sami lady. It's a traditional Sami outfit. And the Sami lived at the same time in Sweden with the Vikings up north. And there's a lot of there's a lot of misinformation regarding this. And the Sami had a lot of their culture and heritage and history erased for some reason. And been oppressed for a really long time for some reason. And that's a recent thing though. I can't remember if the Sami, they didn't write that much. Neither did the Vikings, but all the evidence suggests that, because people will say, yeah, the Norse and the Vikings were always, or the Norse and the Sami were always fighting. They was always fighting. They never got along. Nuh-uh. They were actually pals. There was a lot of trading going on between them. They were friends. They lived in harmony and traded and stuff. So it's more of a recent thing. But yeah, Sami live in Sapni, which is what they consider to be their country, which stretches over 3 countries. But only the Sami people think Sapni is their country, because all the other countries say no. Here, I'll show you another example of traditional Sami outfits, Sami people. Here you go. Look at these two. It's very beautiful. The Vikings did a whole lot of trading too, not just plundering. Yes. But they were infamous plunderers. Don't get that wrong. So this is also just like, you'll see a lot of Swedish people look like this, and you'll see a lot of Finnish people look like this, because their ancestors are actually Asian. They came from Asia, and they went the long way around up north to Sweden, while the Norsemen came from Germany. Around there. So, yeah. See a lot of people that just look like this. There's only like the very specific look where, okay, so, I'm gonna see a Sami person that looks a lot like me. So this is also part of Swedish history, but it's just a completely different culture lived alongside. Let's see here. Which one of these people look like me? So yeah, I don't know how to put it. Sami people look half Asian, half Swedish, I guess, if that makes sense. Because they are technically Asian or have Asian ancestors. So, yeah, I guess somewhat similar to me, this little girl. That's another Sami person. And like a lot of people are like half Sami and they don't even know it. Now the thing is, the reason we don't count as Sami is because for some old ruling at some point, someone just said like, yeah, unless your mom spoke Sami with you when you grew up in your home, you're not a Sami because we don't want to give like special rights to a lot of people. So I don't count, even though that's my lineage. So even if I wanted to start doing reindeer herding or move up to Sapni and stuff, I probably wouldn't be accepted. And I would not get the rights to like any of Sapni or anything. Or any of the lands for farming and stuff. Herding. Hey, thank you in spirit. Thank you so much. Happy 7 months. Appreciate it. What rights? Yeah, you know what? What rights? Very few rights. Thank you so much for the sub. Happy 7 months. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the photo that I saw. I did this on stream and I was like, wait a minute. Because I didn't know about my Sami heritage because of that kind of like oppression. It's just like how the Sami people, at least by Northerners, aren't like seen in very high regard at all. And because of the long history of oppression, my entire family that has the Sami lineage, we all just live like Northerners. The Sami thing was just like gone immediately. It was just erased. Hey Valerie, sorry I'm late. No, don't say sorry. But I saw this on stream and I was like, wait, maybe one of you have been here. I was like, hold up. This Sami lady looks exactly like me. This, but a dude, is me. I'm not joking. I don't have freckles, but other than that, that's me. And what I noticed is, I don't know if you can tell really well here. I know it's a small image, but we all have little dimples here between the eyes and the nose. And our eyes slant a different amount. Mine slant a little bit more. And I always thought that was some sort of like birth defect or I don't know, because nobody else than me and my sister and my dad had it. And I just thought there was something wrong with me because I was actually teased for it a lot. People always commented on my eyes for some reason. And I felt really bad about it. And I just thought there was something wrong with me. And like how they were slanted was also something I got like, I don't know, my eyes, it was just like a big bully target, okay? And I didn't know about this until like a few years ago. I asked my nana and she was like, yeah, of course. Yeah, we're Sami. Great grandma was married into the family from a Sami tribe, and I was like, oh, that explains it. Okay. Yeah, I have Sami lineage. So yeah, now you know. But the more famous Swedish people are the Norse, also what you guys call Vikings, I guess. And the cultures and everything, they're very different. But you know, they used to live in harmony. Bully. Yeah, thanks. Hi, Jack Boy. Greetings. Refreshing to be learning again. Is that weird? No, it's nice. It's satisfying to learn. Anyway, so most of Swedish culture is, how do you put it? Well, it's very Norse. It's very Scandinavian. Imagine caring about someone else's eyes. You know what kids are like. They find something that's different, and they'll just pick on the person until they're destroyed for it. What else is there? What else is in the culture that's worth talking about? I feel like I've been talking on and on. But I want to make a little note on MIDSUMMER and stuff. On the movie. This is accurate. This is completely accurate. This is... people look like this. People would wear this. The crown is a little bit extra. Like the extra crown here is not accurate, I guess. But sure, I guess you can have it like this. And the pattern here. This. Well, I have it in the background today, actually. This sort of floral pattern. You will see this in every old kitchen. And you'll see it on everything old. This is like our pattern. This is our Scandinavian pattern that decorated everything. It's really beautiful. You still see it on traditional wearing clothes, dresses and stuff. I'm glad you liked enjoying it. You had a good time in learning jigs. I'm glad. And yeah, the white outfit and everything. You wear white. And this barn building, accurate. Okay, I wanted to show you what Swedish summer looks like. Hey, Caesar Salad, how are we? Welcome. I'm talking about Swedish stuff, Swedish culture, what it looks like in midsummer and stuff. Here is what the countryside will look like. Look at that. Ignoring the creepy stuff in the movie, the tradition seems really wholesome. Yeah, I have to watch the full thing actually. It just angered me a little bit. I got it midsummer. Yeah, it's midsummer. Happy midsummer. So see this? This is the countryside. It will look like this. Here are the dandelions. Dandelions everywhere. So many dandelions. There's no end to the dandelions. Yes, the field will look yellow because of the dandelions. You have Swedish? Well, go celebrate. Get the strawberries and the potatoes. And here are traditional red houses. The red house is red because it's rust paint. Thank you, Caesar Salad, for the follow. Appreciate it. The rust red. Let's see here. This would be a very lovely Swedish lake. I guess this is in the morning. But this is what most of the lakes out in the forest look like. Very beautiful. I love fishing buddies. Got your lily pads. Got your dancing fairies over the lake. And the trees. My allergies, yeah, I know. I'm allergic to them too. Group hydrate, drink water, everyone. Put frozen tater tots in waffle iron, become Swedish. What the heck? Let's see here. What else? Like your summer. Oh, okay. This just. I'm gonna show you something that fills me with jealousy. So much jealousy. This is the most idyllic summer house I've seen in my entire life. This is like peak beauty. This is peak beautiful anything. This is the goal for a lot of Swedish people. To get yourself a summer house, a traditional house, a summer house where you live only during the summer, usually during your vacation. To be able to have your midsummer lunch, or this is dinner actually, or no, this is supper even, because this is just night during summers here. Midsummer supper in your garden. By the water, and you have a boat. Yeah, I've been to places like this, and I'm always just so... I really love it and enjoy it, and I'm very jealous. Because this is very expensive. People will kill to get a place like this. This is what it looks like at the coast. Let's see here. And here's another, this one is crustier, but here's another example of what it looks like during summer by the water. We have lakes everywhere. It's just, I know they call they call Finland the land of lakes. That's because they have more lakes than us. But we have lakes everywhere. Everywhere. Been accepted for education. Hey yo, congratulations. Kids development, that's awesome. Yeah. So you would go fishing or hanging out. This is somebody's lawn, I think. Very beautiful. I'm jealous. So, and keep in mind, these places only look like this for a while during summer. And then they go dead. Looks like a wasteland for the rest of everything. And here is another example. This would be by the countryside. Not sure what field that is. Some sort of crop. And yeah, I've been to places like this. A lot of them actually. This is just what a lot of the country looks like. But this is by the coast. A nice smell of sea. Sea breeze. So that's what it looks like in reality. Don't worry about it, we'll get there. I just gotta show you the beautiful parts first, okay? And I wanted to show you Svensk trädgård, traditional Swedish garden. I really want one of these. They're so beautiful. Let's see here. They're beautiful in a very specific way. I don't know how to explain it, so I'll just show you guys. Let's see here. By the way, in the background, that's a traditional singer, Eva Taube. He sings very old school. Hey Annika, hello. Yeah, congratulations again, Cengiz. We're excited for you. So this is a traditional Swedish garden. Got a lot of flowers and roses and a lot of bushes and trees and stuff. It's very beautiful. They're usually pretty small scale. We have natural lawns here. And lawns aren't that big of a deal. Because I know in America, you have to have time and money to have a lawn, and that's why people have it, to brag. And it's stupid. I'm sorry, but it really is. If the lawn won't grow there, but you're wasting water and fertilizer and lots of money, don't insist on having a lawn there. It's not that hard. But yeah, it grows here because it's cold and windy. This is also a traditional garden. So lots of, it's like an orchard, fruit trees and incidental lawn. Lots of shrubbery and some flowers and stuff. Just get a clover lawn or something. If it can grow there, you know. It's beautiful. I know, right? Like my highest dream is a house. A house like this with a traditional garden. Looks like my house. Yeah, right? It's a very Swedish house. Very green, yes. Sky looks so cinematic. Yeah. This is summer. Summer is incredibly beautiful. That's why we celebrate it, because it's hype and nice and beautiful and pretty. One last example. So this is like what? Like if you made it, if you're rich, and you're not a pretentious dirtbag that drew your own house and you made it in some sort of modernistic, brutalist waste of space, this is what your house looks like. Like if you live like this, you made it. Sweden looks like paradise only during summer. I'm about to show you. This is like the ultimate dream. This is a very expensive house. Very pretty, very beautiful. And in case you didn't notice, there's a lot of like shrubbery and a lot of trees, because They're nice, and also we do enjoy shade because it gets really hot. Like final. Oh yes, good. Okay, this is like a common sight too. This kind of fencing. I actually know how to build these. They're a good time. I built these with my nana. Called a Jaskod. This is like some villa area, I guess. Is it your dream to live in a house like that? It is. I really want a house like that. It's so beautiful and comforting. And when I was a child and like, I don't know, wasn't living in poverty, my friends would have really like beautiful houses like this. Very Swedish traditional beautiful houses with beautiful beautiful gardens and stuff, and it's very comforting and I want it. Yeah, this kind of fencing, you'll see this everywhere. It's I think this was built by the Norsemen at first. Jaskod, no idea how you translate that. But hey, they're fun to make. Okay. You wanna see like Sweden during the winter? Now you've seen how beautiful it is? I'm going to show you first and foremost the snow, okay? Because it's truly beautiful. And then I'm gonna show you the non-snowy parts and what it's like most of the time. Let's take the idyllic stuff. The truly beautiful idyllic stuff first. This, see this? Obviously, somebody did some Photoshop magic to make this pop a little bit more, but yeah, here's the beautiful winter wonderland. This is the same places that we looked at before by the shore, right? This is during winter. Very beautiful. And here would be like winter out in the country. Also very beautiful. Winter as in snow. Very beautiful. Everything's covered in a thick layer of ice, or snow, I mean. And like this, for example. And yes, it is this dark all of the time. So again, very pretty, very beautiful. Get some nice snowy, or like, yeah. So we're only doing countryside because that's the pretty parts. And get these beautiful snowy vistas. Like, this is what my nana's place would look like. Basically, this is what our place looks like. This is up north, if I'm not mistaken. It looks the part. Beautiful snow. And depending on how far up north you are, sure, this is your 9 months of winter. For Michigan in the US, we have winters, can be brutal. Has some beauty to it. Definitely has beauty to it. And the snow helps brightening up the place. Fell from a ski escalator into fresh snow and it took 30 minutes to get out of there, I bet. Yeah, ice skating on the lake is just a thing you do. It's really fun. Just make sure you do it safe. Okay. You wanna see when everything is just dead? Because half of the country is not like Arctic or whatever, or more than half, but we get very, very, very little snow, especially by the coast. So let me show you how gray it is. We call it like gray winter or something, and it's just depressing. That's what most of it is. It's just everything looks dead. Dang it. How did... Let's see if I can find it. But yeah. Since we have the seasons, right? Not every place has seasons, but like you also get this for like a week. You get a week of autumn. It's a very beautiful week, and then it gets really, really cold and awful. But everything looks like this, or a little bit. I'm really trying to find. I guess people don't like taking photos of it. It's just like what Sweden looks like during the gray months. when it's just not fun to be around. And it's dark for like 16 hours of the day. Nah, more than that even. Where the heck? And it's just cold rain. And the rain is really cold. Like the rain is so cold that it hurts. I'm not joking. It gets so cold that it hurts. It's not fun. Man, are you kidding me? Why is it so hard to find like pictures of it? I guess nobody wants to take pictures of it because it's miserable, but really? Grey winter? Why can't I find that? Yeah, legit. Wow. Okay, I found one picture so far. I think it may be. Okay. Well, sure. Okay. Remember how green everything was? How beautiful it was? Yeah. Here you go. This is what most of the time everything looked like. This is what the forest looked like during winter when there's no snow. And sure, it's beautiful in its own right, but it's really depressing. It looks dead, right? All of this looks really dead. Everything's brown. Another shade of brown. Or just dark. And it's always cloudy and misty and rainy and... Compare this to the beautiful green landscape you saw. Looks like sleeping right in time. Yeah, sure. But there's 9 months of this. 9 months. It's beautiful when you look at it, sure. Or like, I don't even know if this is a Swedish forest, to be honest. This would have to be somewhere where I don't live. Somewhere in the middle of Sweden, maybe? Remember the green forest? Well, this is what they look like now. Typical Mediterranean morning. I see. Yes, we get vitamin D deficiency, and we get seasonal depression. And to live here, you have to take vitamin D supplements. There's no choice. You must do that because you will get depressed and life will be even worse. And everyone suffers from it. Here's another good example. Remember how beautiful and green it was? Yeah, look at this. Hey, Xiao. Good to see you. How have you been? Happy midsummer. Yeah, Sweden turns into spooky forest during winter. Like this. It's really hard to find good pictures. Or like, yeah. Grå svensk häst. As soon as you do winter, every image thing goes to snow, which is only accurate for the northern parts. Here's something. Yeah. So just imagine the sun just not getting up or like going up properly. I know this is like a forest, but this is the same beautiful green vistas that we saw before. And the fields are all empty. They're just gray. It's very miserable. Let's see here. What else? Like a final thing to show you with this. Let me find it. Maybe what most of my city looks like. And then I'm just gonna show you the trajectory of the sun in the sky during winter, because it's no joke how little light we get because the sun isn't up all the way. It's just kind of up a little bit. So it's always occluded too. Beautiful. It's always foggy, it looks the same. I mean, it's beautiful in its own right sometimes. Okay, so you want to see what my city looks like, what I deal with most of the year in rainy, beautiful Gothenburg. Let's see. Here's a nice example of the most depressing. Is it like the most depressing sight for Swedish person to see? I hate this. This makes me angry. Packhusplatsen, yeah, okay, so this is kind of central Gothenburg where they have some really old, I think behind them is like a magazine or something. Just a bus stop. They're built like this. You got your cobblestone or whatever, not your brickstone or whatever, brick road. It's raining. Nobody wants to be near each other. It's depressing. It's grey. My city looks like this a lot. And that's just very upsetting. And yes, in the city we don't do cars. A lot of Sweden just don't do cars. We don't even own cars. Cars are bad, okay? You don't need a car if you live in the city. Let's see. Nice, more beautiful view of like my city, what it typically looks like. Here you go. Here's a nice pic of Gothenburg. For a few hours of sunlight we have during winter. It's usually too cloudy to get any direct sunlight. Yes. Seeing the sun is rare during winter. And if you work normal hours, you don't get to see it. But this is like, yeah, my city at night. It's beautiful, but it's depressing when it's winter. Unless there's snow. So when winter hits, everyone just like prays for snow and we hope for snow. We just want the snow. Because at least it turns into something beautiful for a bit. So now that it's summer, we celebrate, we go swimming, we barbecue, we do all the games and everything. Okay, Solvinter. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find that soundtrack to Swedish winter. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is not just the Nordic countries, but we're especially affected by this. So during summer, you said the sun is just like, it's up a lot. So like everything gets its fair share of sunlight, right? You get your sunlight, you get your vitamin D. It's not really occluded by anything, like all the mountains, the trees and everything. It still shines through, right? Hey, Yuma Gamer, welcome. Happy midsummer. Now, the fall and spring, it gets a little bit further down, right? And the effect this has is a lot of places just don't get sun for as much. And then it's like super slanted up north. Like here, it's super, super slanted. So it comes from the side. So buildings block the sunlight a lot more. Mountains block the sunlight a lot more. Hills, trees, like we get less sun and it's blocked a lot. Like I'm not joking. Even if the sun is out, you might not even notice it because it's blocked by stuff. And depending on where you live, the sun goes down way earlier than it's supposed to because there's like a mountain there. Because the mountains are like the same height as the sun. It's like barely even in the sky. So now the sun is up here. We celebrate it because the sun is up in the sky and we get a lot of sun. That is great. I need to go outside and watch people have a good time during midsummer or something. Because I don't. have anyone to celebrate with. Except for you guys, of course. I appreciate you guys being here. I just want to show a game that we play during summer, especially. It's super fun. I would actually recommend anyone play this. It's called Kub. It's a Norse game, like an ancient, old Norse game. Uh,
Present. I gather
Let's see here.
set up the Coop plane.
So, yeah, you got these sticks. It's just the field. Wait, let's see here. So you set up the field like this. The sticks that just make up the game, I guess. The field. Hey, Trevor, good to see you. And you have the king in the middle, your literal kingpin, I guess. And then all the other regular dudes here. A kub, kubar, plural. And you have your sticks. And you try to knock all of them out on your opponent's side, and then you knock at the king. And believe me, if you have a bunch of friends together and you play this, it's really hype. It's actually a very, very fun game. Knock all of them out and then the king. You take turns, you have 6 sticks to throw with. And if you hit the king before all of the other ones are out, you lose. So you just throw them like that. And it's way harder than it looks. And if you're good at this, you're gonna get a lot of cheering. It may look a little bit lame the way they filmed it, the flat angle and stuff. And once you knock down a cub, your opponent throws it to your side of the field, and you put it up. And then you can start from the one that's the furthest most in the front or whatever. See, if you knock down a bunch of them, you have a really easy time next time. It becomes chaos really fast. Yeah, and flying sticks everywhere. Don't get dunked on. There you go. You stand still when you throw. Yeah, whatever cub is on the is furthest ahead, that's as far as you can go when you throw. So usually you stay behind your own row. And then it can even go on for eternity until someone has had all of their guys knocked out, like that. Or the second time they're knocked out, they're taken out of play, so the game doesn't take 4 hours. This is oftentimes mixed with alcohol, which is a very poor combination. Flying wood sticks, flying big chunks of wood and alcohol. Cece's knocking them down and keep going. What in the heavens are the rules? You take turns throwing the 6 sticks, or 5 or whatever. Yeah, they're throwing them back and forth because they haven't been knocked out. So you're supposed to hit each other's cub, these, and then your opponent throws them over before they take their turn. Bye, Yami. Thank you for coming. Your opponent throws them over, then you put them up, and your opponent has to knock them down. And when you no longer have any on your side, your opponent can try and take down the king. And when you take down the king and there's no cub on your opponent's side, that person loses. So this version is called Eternal Cub because like in theory it can go on forever. Evighetskubb. But as you can see, this guy is getting dunked on. So or wait, who's getting dunked on? Oh wait, she's getting dunked on. Never mind. So now there's a lot of them on his side. She has to knock all of them down before she can even have a shot to win. So she's slowly losing. And honestly, with that throwing technique, she deserves to lose. It's very poor technique. So he knocks them down. Good pie day, drink some water. So yeah, that's Cub. Super fun game. Usually you play it with a bunch of friends. Like there's usually like a group of like 6 to 10 people playing it, and they're usually really hype. And whenever somebody knocks something down, they go, "Way!" It has been played here since the Viking era. It's just like, I think it's the oldest game we know, or the oldest game from here. They didn't throw it backward at the king. That's a house rule. I hear house rule. Anyway, Anyway, I don't know what to talk about anymore. I had an idea that I would be more focused today, but I was a little bit stressed out, so didn't have the time to plan. But I hope you guys enjoy this kind of scattered view into my culture and the way we celebrate things, and hearing a bunch of traditional Swedish music, seeing our food, the Vikings, the Sami, our art. Yeah. Thank you for coming and thank you for being here. I know it's a Friday, so I usually don't stream on Fridays anymore. Wow. And I feel like I should go and do something. I should just go outside and, I don't know, take in the ambience of people celebrating midsummer. Play in the park. Sometimes people join as well. I love that. Yeah, it's like a park game. It's a very nice game to play. Thank you for sharing your culture. Thank you for listening. Let's go raid a Swedish person because it's midsummer. Let's see. We'll go and raid. Where is she? Where the heck? Let's go raid Mercy. She's doing some sort of midsummer celebration too, it seems. Mercy is a Swedish VTuber. She's really kind, really chill. Very nice. Making sure she's not ending. No. Okay, good. Glad midsommar. There you go. So now hopefully you know a little bit more about midsummer, other than, you know, even if it's scattered, other than the spooky thing. Spooky stuff. Yeah, thank you for listening. And for joining me celebrating midsummer, because I, you know, didn't have anyone to celebrate with other than you. So thanks. So you have to call me. Drop a follow if you haven't and stuff like that, you know. Now I will be off. Have a lovely weekend. Oh yeah, we got the YouTube super chats. I'm gonna enable them for next time. All right. Bye everyone. Appreciate you very much. Have a lovely midsummer. And be good to Mercy. Again, glad midsummer. That's our call. Okay, bye.